State testing starts tomorrow, and we have this week's schedule.
Some highlights from yesterday's historic solar eclipse.
And prom is in just 2 more weeks. We have everything you need to know. DTV News starts right now.
Juniors, you might want to get some sleep tonight because tomorrow starts testing week. Good afternoon, Davison.
You will be taking the SAT. You must report to your assigned rooms at 7:25 a.m. Sophomores, juniors, and seniors have the day off.
Lunch is still being served during all testing days. For the full schedule, visit our website at dtvnews.org.
The solar eclipse happened yesterday, and Davison got a whopping 97% totality.
Students were released early to see the sun already partially covered. Then at around 3, the state got darker and the temperature dropped slightly as the moon covered more of the sun. The next coast-to-coast total solar eclipse won't happen again until 2045.
Even though it didn't get too dark here, I was actually fortunate enough to catch some footage of a bald eagle flying above the school. A cool sight to see during the stellar event.
If you have to take Irish Road to get anywhere, you may want to find a different route for a while. Yesterday, construction started on Irish Road, closing the exit ramp from eastbound I-69. Both entrance ramps from southbound Irish Road to I-69 will also be closing during construction. Lanes have already been marked and blocked off. The project is estimated to be completed in June.
DHS prom is coming up quick. It will be on Saturday, April 27th at the Lafayette Grand in Pontiac. Buses will leave DHS at 5 p.m. sharp and leave Pontiac at 10. They will arrive back at the school at around 11. Tickets are sold out, but there is a wait list you can join. If you plan on bringing an outside guest, make sure you get a guest form completed and turned in the main office by next Friday, the 19th. Have a safe and fun prom.
Pictures for this year's senior slideshow are still being accepted until May 1st. There is a maximum of 10 photos per submission, and pictures from younger years are encouraged. If you have any photos that you want submitted, send them to Senior Class President Trinity Campbell at davidsonseniorpics2024@gmail.com. The March Students of the Month have been announced and are on your screen now. Congratulations to freshman Brianna Atkins, sophomore Cole Rogers, junior Keaston Rodriguez, senior Alex Holmes, and DAE student Cora Brewer. Great jobs to all of these students. Coming up in sports, Chayton tells us how you can get paid for helping out with DHS sporting events.
And it's lovely outside, but some storms are heading our way. Kayla breaks it down for us in weather.
Being outside brings a happy feeling to everyone, and it makes you feel nice and relaxed. Nature makes you happy, and going outside gives you a nice experience for you in the fresh air. Being outside gives you peaceful energy. Nature will always be there to make you feel grateful and powerful. Live healthy, be healthy, go outside.
Too much info and not enough time. Let's get right into it. The girls soccer team headed to the Bobcats Den for a big STL game last night. Grand Blanc and Davison had a very big rivalry in girls soccer and go neck and neck every year. This time Grand Blanc started off quickly, getting a 1-0 lead. Then after a goal from Sam Beller, the Cards went into halftime tied 1-1 with Grand Blanc. Going into the second half, it was even until a huge play from Paige Alice to get Davison's winning goal with a final score of 2-1. The Cards also advanced to 2-1 in the season and are set to face off with the Bay City Central Wolves tomorrow at 6:45. The girls lacrosse team also faced off with the team yesterday, was the Tigers of Fenton at home, and they played a solid game. The girls finished winning the game 14-10. Their leading scorers were Lily Morey with 5 goals and Kale Glennie with 4. The girls are now 2-0 and look to keep the run gunning. The athletic office is looking for game help workers for the DHS athletic events. This is a paid position if you are hired. If you are interested, please see Mrs. Bruce in the athletic office. The baseball squad also faced off with Fenton last night with different results. Davison took their home field for the first time to face off with a good Fenton team. In the first game, the Cards lost 13-4. The next game, they put up a fight but still barely lost 1-0. They start with 0-3 record and will look for a win later this week against Bay City Western. The girls tennis team also faced off at home yesterday against Lake Orion. Anna Petrach barely lost in a tiebreaker that went to the tennis version of double overtime, while the doubles team of Savannah Duncan and Sydney Pandoran also played well and lost in 2 close sets. The team lost 8-0 and will look for a bounce-back win tonight. After a jam-packed day one in sports, let's see what the rest of our week has in store. Starting at 4, the Cards softball squad will face off against Linden at their home field and will hope Cards can soar higher than the Eagles. Then at the same time, the girls tennis team will look to bounce back against Saginaw at home. Later at 6, the girls lax team will be in action against the GB Bobcats for the first SVL game of the season. Then an hour away in Bay City, the guys lacrosse team will look for their first win against the Central Wolves also at the same time. This warmer weather is great for our spring athletes. Can we expect these temps to continue?
Well, we are expecting a dip for the rest of the weekdays, but we're expected to start picking back up for this weekend. As you take a look behind me, obviously we have today 74. A lot of people are coming in today with shorts on. It was very nice. Partly cloudy, some high winds. We'll talk about that a little later. But going into the week, we have partly cloudy, rain and thunder on Thursday, and then ending off the week, we have some light showers and wind on Friday. It's going to be a pretty nice week. For the most part, but we are going to get some of those storms later on going into the weekend. But like I said, we should pick back up in the weekend. And then as for Thursday and Friday, those storms we're expected to have less than an inch, maybe about half an inch of rain. So it's nothing to be too worried about. And like I said, those temps should pick back up on the weekend. As we look at our radar, as you can see behind me, right now it's pretty clear on the radar from Michigan. We just had a cold front go through here. It should be right about here going past more west out of the United States more towards Canada. That brought a lot of clouds. It's going to drop the temps later into tonight. And as we look down here, we have this storm system which is going to come up from the south going into the north, hitting us maybe around later into the day tomorrow and then continue into Thursday afternoon. That's that storm system that's going to bring us that rain, those clouds, and those temp drops that I mentioned. And if we look outside, way less clouds from yesterday, but I will say the wind is very high. It is shaking the camera itself. The anemometer right behind me over here going crazy. Wind is about going south-southwest at about 12 to 20 miles per hour with gusts reaching up to 29 miles per hour. Current temp is 70, but like I said, those winds are going to cool it down quite a bit, so it is going to be a little bit colder going out of school. I'll send things back to the desk.
Facebook is another location for lots of DTV information, so head over and give us a follow. Our username is DTV News. There you can find all about us, news, sports, and student life in Davison. Again, that's on Facebook, DTV News.
So yesterday was the historic solar eclipse, 97% totality. Really awesome. I loved it. But what did you guys think?
I definitely thought it was really cool. I got a chance to see it right before I went to work, but I just want to remind everybody, 97% totality is very high, but I saw a lot of people saying it didn't go completely dark like how we saw in places like Ohio and Mexico and Texas. That is because it is 97% totality, not 100. We're still going to get some of that light, but as I'm sure most of you saw, it dimmed down, and even the temps dropped a little bit noticeably. But it was very cool. It was very cool to see. It's definitely a once-in-a-lifetime thing for some people out there.
Absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
I started driving home when it happened, so when I got into bed, it was like sunset, so I'm like, oh, this is perfect. So the nap felt amazing. Didn't get to watch it, but I think the sleep was a little bit better, honestly.
Right, it's just the temperatures cooled down a little bit. I went outside on my balcony and I sat there with my little glasses on and with my family, and I would look up at it, and then once I noticed that it got to that 3:15 mark, it started getting a little chilly. I started to feel like goosebumps kind of. But it was a fun experience to see, and it won't happen for a while, so I can't wait until the next time it happens. That's it from us, Davison. I hope you guys have a wonderful, beautiful, awesome day.